And he dieted for how long? 3 weeks before the
Yeah,
retreat.
before coming, in order to be prepared and give the best service, you know?
It's just like, yeah, the dedication, the sacrifice, it's on another level. And I think it's just something we can really learn in our Western culture, that it's not just about drinking medicine a few times and then holding space. This is like a life path, and it's all they do. And yeah, the fact that he did 3 diets before the retreat, so that's probably about 4 weeks preparation of just preparing for that ceremony. That's the level of the quality of the work that we're offering basically with working with him. And that's been a big lesson for me. And we have small groups, small ceremonies, so that he can do one-on-one diagnosis and work and channeling for each person. So it's not just singing songs in a playlist. This is often now what happens in the West. It just blows me away, the difference and the distinction between working in this way that they work. Is they'll just have a room full of 40 people and they'll have a playlist of songs. And what Juan does is he tunes into the energy of the space, and there'll be times where the group needs like profound silence, and he'll just go into silence because they need to process certain things. He's watching at all times. And then there's a time where someone needs a certain song and he will channel this song for this person. And it sounds wild because I think if you haven't had these experiences, deep, energetic experiences in medicine, and you don't understand the levels of it, it's hard to kind of transmit what we're talking about here. But what I can say is that people who've come to these retreats, and myself, I'll speak for myself, I've seen him literally doing that energetic work in the space, and how the songs come towards you and work on you energetically. It's like a psychic surgery, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's very deep and very phenomenal. So yeah, I just felt to share that because it just feels like for me like the foundation of the difference, the uniqueness of what we're offering, working with fully trained and initiated, embodied shamans. So yeah, do you want to say anything more about that? Because you're out there
Yeah. Well,
living it.
thank you, Laura. What you were saying is super interesting. I was thinking the other day because, well, we had a patient here in the jungle, and he was like, in Europe, when people have ceremony, there is a whole group singing and playing. And I was like, this is in the ceremony, the shaman sing not to give you a nice moment with music. It's not about it, the songs are the Icaros, which are not even songs.
Yeah,
You
true.
meant to protect the space, call the spirit, move the energy. It's not for your pleasure, it's not because, oh, this is so good, thank you, it's so beautiful song. No, it's not about it. And I think we as Western, we have this idea of the group and the music, because medicine music is beautiful, right? But it's medicine and ceremony are other thing. It's another thing. It's not the same. One thing is a concert, and one thing is the space in ceremony. Yeah, in jungle, it's very common. It's part of tradition, taking some plant to clean our body. It can be, yeah, usually something to purge, okay? And actually, there is this method in many other traditions. For example, in Ayurveda also, before starting all the process, people go through a process of cleansing, okay? Because it's like we are at a table, and it's very important to clean the table before starting the work. Otherwise, how you can work in a table full of things. That's why in the retreat, there is the proposal of drink tobacco. Tobacco is a plant of strength. It gives lots of clarity. It's the male plant is the father. And it's a very, like, compared to others, it's a kind of easy but effective cleansing, right, Laura? Because it
Mhm.
lasts 1 hour. No, it doesn't last hours.
Yeah,
And you drink the tobacco, waiting a few minutes, and then starting to drink water, and the water has the effect of cleansing, so purging, going to toilet, sweating, and this cleans the mind, cuts lots of toxic bonding with
yeah,
the people you don't need anymore in your life, like takes out bad energies and all the phlegm in the stomach. It's a very effective cleansing. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And just to say as well, everything's prepared by Juan. And it was
Yes.
prepared by Juan. It was a concentrated drink of tobacco. It's like a shot, tequila shot size. And then afterwards, what I feel is like clarity, grounded kind of clarity. And I noticed that everyone on that's come to the many retreats that we've held now all say the same thing pretty much. I've never heard anything different. Like, wow, I feel so clear, and it clears, like Martina was saying, the mind, the physical body, the toxins. It pulls out toxins from the system, and it also cleans the energetic system and the emotional system. So I find it really fascinating. Maybe this is too much detail, but it is really interesting how when people have gone through, and I know it's true for me, gone through deep emotional processes, it comes out in a certain way, and you can see it, and you just feel clearer in your system and your body, like the triggers and the stuff that's been stored in there literally can be pulled out. And the reason, like Martina was saying, that we do this is so that your system's clear and can really receive the medicine on a much deeper.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can really work a lot deeper, because if you don't clean yourself or do a diet properly and prepare for the medicine, she has to work through all of that basically. So she will interact with those toxins, and it will be a very difficult experience.
To add something else, that Alberto and Juan, they work with plants and they're part of a lineage and they work with the spirits of plants. But I think it's very important also to know that they believe in something higher and bigger than plants. They have their own concept of God and the universe, and I think this makes the difference, because when shaman don't believe in this God, goddess, universe, wisdom, where we come from, it's like they can not have discernment about good and bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
So, and for me, it's very important that they have it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And they have a connection to something light and good. And that's the other point. That's a really good point, that they are fully in their hearts. And I would not be working and going out to the jungle for years on end with these people if I didn't think they were fully in their hearts and fully in integrity. Like, there is a difference as well. And this is an interesting point, because I think some of the Westerners who realize how important the Indigenous culture is and how it's re-emerging and how we're learning so much from it, they idolize Indigenous people as well.
Yes.
And there's like a kind of like blind spot around, they're Indigenous, therefore they know. And I have to say, I'm going to share, I was in a ceremony not long ago, gosh, a year and a half ago, and it was held by Indigenous people. It wasn't with the medicines that we're working with, it was a different one. And that person who was holding it for me wasn't in their heart, they were about the money. And there's a big, big distinction. There was a parasite in the space because of that, and they were not holding it with love. And Juan and Alberto, they hold it with love, and they're actually connecting to, and everyone's going to be open to different spiritual frequencies, but they're very connected to Christ, and they're connected to light. And Juan and Alberto have always said to me, they're the brothers that we work with. Whenever I've had energetic attack or difficulties that are very heavy in the space, which happens when you're really opening up and you have shamanic sight, you can see what's going on. They've said to me, connect to your heart, connect to love, connect to your guides, connect to the light. They always say that to me. And I just think that is so important as well when you're doing this work, that you're with someone that has that connection. And I remember thinking in one ceremony with Alberto, I was like, oh, maybe I could just sit in ceremony on my own. And I was shown a lesson again, that he's cultivated a connection with his guides. One of them is Christ. And I was shown it in the ceremony, how important that is, to sit with someone that has that channel that's so light, and how that literally comes into the space in ways that you don't even know, like it's so unconscious, a lot of it, unless you can see these things, which can take years to cultivate that ability, or some people can't, but it's there in the space, that protection and that connection to the love and to the light and the cosmos. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's literally right in the middle of the national park, and it's like a beautiful mansion villa, Spanish villa, and it's quite modern as well, so it's got some really nice creature comforts, which will be the distinction between doing it in the jungle, which we often do, is usually how we work. So it's really accessible. It's close to the airport. I think it's half an hour drive from the airport. In the middle of a national park for you. We're going to be there at all times to be there for integration. And Martina, my Spanish is not very good, sadly. I'm still working on it. I'm in Guatemala right now, working on it. But yeah, Martina will be there for the main part of the translation, because Juan is from deep in the jungle. He doesn't speak much English at all. I think he's got a word or two that he pulls out every now and then. But that's about it. So yeah, he's proper Indigenous jungle man.